You're listening to Moviesucktastic.
Men to woman, or woman to men.
Man to woman.
From penis to vagina.
I know it. It all sounds like some bad movie.
Penis to vagina.
Penis to vagina. Yeah.
Come on, with passion.
Joe.
Penis to vagina.
If I had the patience, I'd sing talk this entire review like the film.
Oh, I can't with the sing talking. Like, fuck, man.
Before we go any further, let me just quickly say welcome to Moviesucktastic. I'm Scott, that's Joey, and
Hi.
we're reviewing Emilia, Perez, the film, the second most Oscar-nominated film of all time, and the most hated film now, worldwide, as far as I can tell.
It's so... I know we usually do this at the end of the show, but it's currently a 5.6 on IMDb.
Way too high.
5.6 on IMDb. And on Rotten Tomatoes... So, okay. So, this is one of those movies, that... my wife and I will go through our movie collection, and I have my Plex server set to Rotten Tomatoes, right? So she'll always look at the critic score and she'll always look at the audience score. And when they don't match, we're always intrigued. Because depending on the title, we could, we're educated adults. It's like, oh, the critics didn't get it, or the audience, didn't get it, kind of deal. So this film is very much the same on Rotten Tomatoes. It's a 73% from critics.
Ouch.
It is 17% from the audience.
You know what?
I mean,
And
that is bad.
We're going to get into all of that with the director and everything, but I think we should start by pointing out the obvious, that a film about a Mexican trans woman
Cartel.
well, let me just I'm saying a movie about a Mexican trans woman is not really meant for two middle-aged white guys to be reviewing. So take anything we say with a grain of salt.
I see where you were going with that. I thought we were kicking off the review.
No. I just wanted a disclaimer there.
Okay, I got you.
We understand that we don't speak from those areas. We're just speaking from from our own privileged area. But
Yet another movie not made for us.
not at all. But there have been a lot of voices screaming out in the night about this film.
Listen. I applaud the subject content. I do. I think it's an interesting story to try and tell. Did they do it successfully? To me, no. But it's just even the transgender aspect of it. It's stories like that are not easy to tell. They didn't, in my opinion, succeed in this film. But if I'm going to applaud this movie at all, it's a good try kind of applaud. It's like you tried to do something with the content, and you didn't do it, I think, well. But good try.
I think that's all the credit we should be giving anybody at this point.
Well, that's what I said. I said if I'm going to give it any kind of applaud at all, because I hated this movie.
Now, did you know about any of the controversy surrounding the film?
Yes,
going into it?
from the main actress. What's her name? I got it right here. It's Carla Sofia
Gasson.
Gascon. I actually, before I watched this film, I did look up all the tweets that she and I think there was some on Instagram where there's pretty fucking racist stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
and the thing is, it's like you are a champion of a group that you can't be saying stuff like this. People are looking to you to say the right thing, and she didn't say anything against gay or lesbian or transgender or the LGBTQ community, but pretty much everything else. I couldn't believe it.
It's just one of those situations. It's just like with Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, you can be a trans person and still be a jerk.
Yeah.
You know? It's and that's part of the problem with the film that a lot of people have pointed out, especially from the trans community, is that the main plot of the film, a Colombian drug lord transitions, fakes his own death and transitions into a woman, and somehow from that point on is absolved of all past sins. We're talking Colombian drug lord.
Yeah.
I'm
responsible for hundreds, if not thousands, of deaths.
I gotta say, above anything else, this film is probably the worst Sicario sequel ever.
Where's Benicio del Toro when you need him?
Yeah. Now, for me, a warning sign, and I know with sometimes with smaller budget films, smaller companies have to group together to get these things made. I get that. This film starts with a solid minute and a half of production intros.
Yeah. Yep. And
I timed it.
I didn't know. When we talked about it briefly, even before we did the Oscar announcement episode where we just went over the nominees, and you told me it was a musical, I thought it was like an all-out like musical, not talk singing.
I didn't know either until going. I just knew it was a musical.
There was only one part in the film, and I'm jumping ahead, but there's only one part in the film where emotional is not the right word at all, but it was where I felt some sort of emotion towards the character, and it was when she
Don't you dare say it.
What?
I'm hoping you're not going to say the scene I hate. Go ahead.
It was when she was laying down with her son.
Oh my God!
And
sorry, continue.
The son was explaining what his father like meant to him, and like how he reminded him, and I was like I said, emotion is not the right word. Emotional is not the right word, but I understood the scene where I'm like, I get it. I have two sons. I could put myself in those shoes for a second.
Was that feeling squashed when he started singing "You Smell Like Papa"?
As soon as the singing like really kind of kicked in, but I knew what they were trying to generate from the scene, and I'm like, okay, if I can insert myself into this, even just a little bit, I feel for the kid because the kid lost his father very young, and it's like if I insert myself into that. Selfishly, it's like, okay, I get what they're trying to go for it. And it was a scene in the film that I understood where it was coming from. Because I can put myself in that position and say, if my sons were living a life without me, that's all I'm saying.
First of all, I hate when you do that. Second of all...
What did I do?
No, it's the whole father angle. I just hate when you do that. That's all.
Listen, I can't help it because obviously they're trying to garner that emotion from a person in my position.
Second of all, the trans community has spoken out strongly against this idea of the character too, because when the character decides to transition, he tells the lawyer that he recruits to do it, to get the doctors and everything lined up,
Right.
That he has to abandon his family in order to start this new life, and they're all like, "No, you don't. You don't have to, or if you do, you have to like tell them. What is this gas? The whole film is gaslighting the family into believing he's dead, and then playing Mrs. Doubtfire, and doing it poorly, but then, I mean that's one of the things the trans community's come out and said, yeah, no, this is not a good representation of us. Please, why'd you do this? And the big argument with the what's Frenchie's name here? He doesn't deserve the respect of me pronouncing it correctly. Jacques Audiard.
Sure.
I'm going to call him Jacques. That's all I need to know. That's all we need to know. He there's so much out about him at this point. All you have to do is Google him. But he when they complained about them not being a full Mexican representation in the film, some of the actors don't really speak the native language. Some of them aren't Mexican. And his response was like, well, there isn't really enough talent in Mexico. I'm paraphrasing. That might have been somebody else in the cast, but like he backs all this shit up. And then all the songs were written in French, then translated to English, and then translated to Spanish. So that's a good sign too.
So let me ask you this then.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Before the other thing I want to throw out about him
Sure.
is that he was approached about the fact that both the trans community and the Mexican community were upset that he didn't do any research to get things, right about this thing that he's making this film about. And he said, "Oh, I didn't need to do research. I know enough of what I need to know."
Right.
Or I'm paraphrasing again. So this guy is just a complete arrogant filmmaker. And the final thing I got to point out about him is, and you know how I hate these directors that do this. They when they asked about the backlash, he said people that are arguing, complaining about the film, either didn't watch it and are speaking out of turn, or they saw it but didn't watch it properly.
Oh, what the fuck does that mean?
It means he's blaming the audience.
No, I know.
No,
that was more rhetorical, but.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
I wasn't actually asking for a real answer, but yes. Well, you know what? Too. What I was going to bring up is has Hollywood kind of rope-a-doped itself into this film, because they said, it's transgender story, automatically, it's like we have to nominate this before like really even doing any of the not research, but like really getting to know the director and the main actress and all of that, and they just jumped in head first and said, yep, we're going all in with this because of the content.
I never like to attack it from the political end, but I tell you this, it's so blatantly obvious that what happened here is that voters that select the nominees, they can't watch every single film. They're not watching every movie and making a decision. And I guarantee some people that voted for this film did not see the film, but it checked all the Oscar bait boxes. The French director, musical, transgender, Mexico. I mean, it checked
Sure.
all the right boxes, and then so they voted for it, and because it's whatever, it's people would be happy about that. And I guess nobody realized it sucked so bad, or that it's like you wonder why Cats was made in the first place.
Yeah,
and it's almost, but at least Cats didn't get 13 nominations though. They pulled back when the audience.
I don't think it got any nominations.
Probably makeup or something, or
That
visual
movie
effects.
was mostly CGI.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I know we got some Razzie nominees.
We got a bunch of those.
Yeah, but I trailed off there. But about
no, we're just talking about how bad it is and how Hollywood got rope-a-dope themselves into believing this was good.
again, I had already heard negative reviews about the film before I watched it, so I didn't go in 100% blind, but I was not prepared for the first sight in the film to be a mariachi band lined with light bulbs. So what the fuck is this? This is right there. That right there is the perfect representation of what Frenchie, the director, thinks of Mexico. Right there. Yeah, I mean, another complaint they have is like, yeah, you make the whole film about like living in Mexico is just like a daily search for the corpses of your dead loved ones from gangsters and drug dealers. It's like
again,
you don't show anything else. But they complain. So you don't show anything else from the culture. You just kind of use it for a plot point, and that's it.
Yeah, and again, I'll jump to the end, but when they're walking through the streets, there's that crowd walking through the streets.
Saint Perez.
But one of the people walking in the streets looks right at the camera and just giggles, and they left that in, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like you're not supposed to look into the camera. Two, what an incompetent director to leave it in.
Oh, another thing that Jacques said when they asked him why he didn't film in Mexico, he said, "Well, I didn't think I could get good enough locations that I could get here in France."
Oh my God.
You couldn't get good enough locations in Mexico for a movie about Mexico. Yeah, no, that's right. Like, none of the answers was ever like, you know what? I don't care. I'm cheap. I don't want to work far away from home. Yeah, none of the reality of just like, yeah, I'm a lazy fucking writer, and I just want this out there. Every answer to a question is just a lame excuse. Like an electric mariachi band. That's not bad.
If anyone hasn't noticed yet, we didn't like this movie.
No one did. Nobody liked this
Nobody
film.
did. No, you're right.
No, I'm sorry. The one positive comment I've seen about this film was on our Oscar review YouTube video. Someone actually commented saying, "Please don't say bad things about Emilia Perez. It's a wonderful film. It's got 13 nominations." That's the only positive feedback from our own show. It's the only positive feedback I've seen about the movie.
and what was the other one? I think I said it had 3 Oscar-nominated songs, and someone was like, "No, it has 2."
It was the same person. It
was the same person?
You made a mistake. Yeah, It was the same person.
Okay, listen, I could have sworn maybe where I initially saw the nominations, it had a typo, but I did see 3 Oscar nominations. That was before I printed it out and we did the show that night.
Okay.
I did see that it had 3 somewhere, and it was obviously a misprint.
We corrected ourselves.
Yes, it was a misprint.
Yeah.
I definitely saw that there was 3, though.
And I'm not going to make the correction about the bomber in heavy metal because that's a stupid correction. I don't care.
Okay.
Moving on.
God damn it.
So this is going to sound petty, but I realized that there was bad screenwriting involved when after that first musical number where she complains not about having to defend guilty people, but she complains about not getting rich off of it. That's her complaint.
Right.
Let's underline that. She doesn't spend the whole thing saying, "Oh, I help murderers go free." It was like, "Oh, how come I'm not getting them on my share? I need my part. How come, when do I get my break?" So
and of course that was a setup for her taking the job on to help the cartel guy get operation.
Again, the laziness of musicals. It's like, I sure could use more money. All right, let's stretch that for 5 minutes.
The songs were way too long. Way too fucking long.
The movie's way too fucking long.
The movie is way too fucking long.
Technically, the first song we hear isn't that song. I'm sorry, I have to go back. The first song we hear is just a disembodied voice naming random appliances.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
I'm counting that as a song. I'm going to count it as a song.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. But anyway, after that first number about her wanting more money, why do they actually take a moment to give she actually takes a moment to step over and ask another female reporters, like, "Can I borrow a tampon? It's been a rough day." And then we cut to her in the bathroom. It's like, I'm sorry, we needed an explanation why a woman needed to go to the bathroom. This is something we actually took time out of the. I was like, let's make sure in the script that this is clear. We need some dialogue for this. Goddammit. We need to make sure the audience paying attention. What the fuck? That was the one warning sign for me. I was like, okay, This is going to be far worse than expected.
Yeah, well, I knew, just when the first talk singing started to happen, I'm like, fuck me. Fuck me. Yeah. And mind you, I'm watching this with COVID, so I'm really not in the mood to watch a bad movie, and it turned out to be a really bad movie. I just kind of wanted to watch something that was going to make me happy.
Well, it doesn't help that like the first major talk singing we get is I'm going to criticize. I don't take offense to this, but it's about the actress Carla.
What, Zoe Saldana?
What?
Zoe Saldana?
No, Carla. No.
Okay. Sophia.
Sophia Gasson. Sophia Gasson.
Gotcha.
So as a trans woman, she obviously had a lot of facial surgery in order to idealize what, her female form would be. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. However, it does make it hard for her to make facial expressions. What makes it even harder for her to make facial expressions is when they go back and do more makeup to make her a man. In the scenes when we first meet her as the male drug lord, it's almost like she has a mask on, and there's barely any movement in the face while she's talking. And that first sing talking we're getting is like, if you don't have subtitles, you are fucked. What's going on?
And then when they go to Wasserman, the plastic surgeon that does it. He's doing,
and then the song.
It's like Fiddler on the Roof, just about, because obviously he's a Jewish plastic surgeon, and
that scene,
he's very he's delivering it very Fiddler-ish to me, and more talk singing.
Well, here's one of the few lines of musical dialogue that like stuck in my brain was when he's like, maybe he should just like think about it. Maybe this is just and so the one line she sings when she's and she has the whole you change the sex, you change society, you change the world, you change the soul. It's like, what? It makes no fucking sense. But then at point before she gets into that blather, she says, if you had seen what he has shown to me, you'd be a better man. It's like, you mean the kidnapping and the death threats? You mean like the fact that he's littering Mexico with bodies because he's a drug lord, he's a kingpin, he's a horrible human being. That's the part. Why would that make? And again, it's this whole idea of just the fact that he wants to become a woman. The film just absolves anything else. As no, this makes her beautiful. And again, when the trans community comes out against it, you got to listen to them because they know what they're fucking talking about.
I agree.
I may not, but they do.
Yeah, no,
but that song, yeah. But then after that is the huge song, or is that before or after? Was the penis vagina song?
That was before. That was before. It was before because she went to Thailand. She went to Thailand because.
Doing research.
And then
he threatened to kill her because she flew first class.
Yeah, because she's flying first class on my money, my credit card.
Yeah.
It's like, I thought you wanted this fast. First class equals fast.
See, if the doctor had just known about that, he would have known. He would have been a better man.
Better man, penis to vagina.
The film just ignores all that shit just because it wants to do something, which is it wants to have the rhinoplasty song. Yes. But yeah, it's going to be forever stuck in my head. In my house, it's replaced the Ishtar telling the truth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
telling
at random,
the truth.
You'll hear it at random. Penis to vagina. See, it's going around. That's all anybody remembers because it's so fucking ludicrous, and just
telling the truth will get you in big trouble.
This film made me appreciate Wicked.
Did it? Well, yeah,
Yes,
much better music in Wicked.
I appreciate Wicked as a musical now compared to this nonsense. That's how you actually do. Oh my God! I mean, I actually took notes during this. I mean, she's like, you know, and again, I know I mentioned it with that whole earlier criticism, but should I tell my family? No, it's much easier to just fake my death and play Mrs. Doubtfire. It's like, this is your major plot point. And then they oh. I mean, and remember when she meets him 4 years later, and she's like, "Are you here to kill me?" It's like, yeah. How come you didn't kill her 4 years ago? What are you, stupid? You went through all this trouble to save your identity, and you leave the doctor and the lawyer alive? What's your allegiance, dude? Seriously, that's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
Not
I mean,
wrong.
and it's just. And the reason I groaned when you said like the sun scene, the scene where she's with the son,
Yeah.
is because of the smell. You smell like Papa. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You've been going you 4 years of hormone therapy, living a different lifestyle, living in a different country. You do not smell like Papa. No fucking way do you smell like Papa. The hormone therapy alone is going to change the body scent of the individual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let alone the fact that you've been living as a woman for 4 years. The old scents are rubbing off. No, you don't smell Papa. Papa don't smell. That same sweat don't come out of Papa anymore. That's body chemistry change. Bullshit. I mean. I mean, but like watching the film, I could see where these other communities that I don't belong to would be upset. I agree with them. I was like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
No,
again,
yeah.
on the surface, the film checked all the boxes. One of the most romantic things I've ever heard in a film. My pussy still hurts when I think of you.
Oh God, when she said that, I'm like, this is an Oscar-nominated movie. I'm like, what the fuck?
And was Selena Gomez in the same film as everybody else?
Yeah, I know, right? I mean, and she said it in Spanish, so I have a feeling that's why it kind of got a pass. But say that in English. You're not getting nominated for an Oscar. It's not happening.
Oh, and speaking of the kids smelling Papa, I know I'm saying that he wouldn't smell the same, but nobody realizes this is the same person.
Yeah, I had a hard time with that too.
Nobody realizes
even
this woman shaped like a linebacker has similar features. Oh no, we're related. I'm like your aunt. It's like no, that's not no.
Yeah,
it's almost
no.
It's and again, I'm not trying to insult the trans actress, but it's almost it's like watching Adam Sandler in
Jack and Jill.
Jack and Jill. Thanks. Never seen it, never will. Okay.
I don't know about. I've never seen it, but I don't know about never will. I'm just so curious.
Well, add it to the wheel. I'm pretty sure it's not on the wheel.
Fuck. I have to. I have to add it to the wheel.
When Selena Gomez throws a little hissy fit because she's a locked up gangster queen, mobster queen, could they not afford a good choreographer? That entire scene is just, all right, just whip your heads left and right as hard as you can until one of you passes out.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if she choreographed it because she used to do that. You know, she was a singer. She went on tour a lot.
Oh, then she should have stepped in and helped because it was horrible.
No, I think she did help.
That's not good. And then the worst part of Emilia Perez, the character, as this kind of savior is, so all right, she used to be a kingpin drug lord, could kill everybody, bodies littered everywhere. Now she's 4 years flying around and like, oh no, I want my family back. And not only that, I want to do something good for society. So what can I do? Says, well, I mean, you were like one of the big reasons the society sucks. Yeah. So maybe you could do something about that. It's like, oh, you know what? Let me help these poor people find the bodies of the people that people like me killed, and then at least they'll have some closure. It's like, okay, this is literally the least you could do.
You're right.
I mean, literally the least you could do. And you know, asking criminals that are in jail, hey, do you know where those bodies are? I'd really like to know. So, all right, I'll tell you. It's like, oh yeah, no. Oh my, how brave of you. So,
But then the one woman comes by who ends up being a love interest of hers. She comes by with a knife, and the way they play the scene is that she's coming by to kill her. But she came by because she saw that her husband was found, and she wanted to confirm if he was there alive. But then when she was told he was dead, she's like crying and laughing at the same time. And it's like, are you happy about this or not? And then she says that he was a terrible person and that, you know, life is better without him. It's a horrible
character. That's the only reason they're put in there is one to humanize the Emilia Perez character, and two, it kind of like just gives a pass to like, oh yeah, so you were involved for people dying back. That, you know what, a lot of them were bad people too. Hey, we all made mistakes. You know,
yeah.
We lost some people, you lost some people, but there were some bad people on both sides. Everybody take a chill pill. This is Emilia.
It's Emilia, man.
It's Emilia.
I don't know. This is...
Is it that easy for lesbians to find girlfriends? Like they just stumble upon each other and everything hooks up fine?
I don't know.
Does the real world work that easy for lesbians? I feel like they don't, you know, it's not as all as fun and games that movies like this kind of portray.
I have a feeling with the movies we've reviewed and are going to review, this is probably going to be the worst one.
Oh no, this is definitely the worst film. Everybody agrees. I will be. Well, actually, I'm sure we'll find the people that like. I know what I'm titling this episode, so I know we're going to get people that like the film.
Oh, okay.
But I just, unless the Sicario one, I like that one.
Yeah, just remember, everyone. Scott titles the episodes, not me. I'm looking for best director. Was this guy nominated for director? He was. Jesus Christ. They really, they bought in. They bought in hard.
Even the BAFTAs have it nominated.
God.
Yeah, it's like it's all across the board, and this is not.
Do we want
this is not the.
Before we end this, because I'm ready.
Well, I just want to mention this is recent news that's come out too.
Oh.
This is not the hill that Netflix is willing to die on. They've apparently cut. Technically have cut all ties, not contact. They're still in contact through Emilia, Carla's agent.
Yeah.
But they're not paying for her to come to this country to do any promotions, and she's canceled a bunch of events that she was supposed to do in America, and she's probably not involved in any. She's not involved in any Oscar material. The film is about Emilia Perez. Their Oscar flyers that they're giving out now, like, don't even mention the name of the film, like in big letters, and she's not on them anymore. So they've pretty much dialed back and said, you know what, we're not supporting her as, we're not, we're not campaigning.
Here's the thing. I mean, is she even going to show up on Oscar night?
I don't think so.
It's going to be a picture of her, I imagine.
I don't.
I mean, she's not winning. She's not winning Best Actress anyway. Even if there was no controversy, I was almost positive of it. Like in my gut, I'm like, there's no way she's winning Best Actress for this.
With the controversy, definitely not. No,
definitely not. So, all right, let's. Even
her crew members don't want to deal with her.
Oh, God. Let's go over the nominees real quick. There's 13 of them. I'll go through them real quick. Best Picture, obviously. Yeah. Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
No.
Original Score.
No.
Clement Ducol. No, wait, that's not right. El Mal, original song. Mi Camino, original song.
Oh.
Best Sound, because it's a musical. Talk Singing gets you a Best Sound nominee?
No.
Oh, man. All right. Then you got Best Director. You have Best Actress in a leading role, Carla Sofia Gascon. Then you have Best Actress in a supporting role, Zoe Saldana. Best Adapted Screenplay. Best Cinematography, and Best Film Editing, I'm going to say it wins nothing.
It's happened.
How much do you want to bet? It's got 13 nominations. How much you want to bet it walks away with nothing?
It happens. You've had films that swept the nominations and maybe get a couple technicals, but didn't get anything really big. I think this is going to be one of those. There's been nothing but negative. If it was just a controversy about the actress, then I don't think I would be saying that it would kill it. But then on top of everybody and their mother screaming to the heavens that they hate this film, that's an indicator that you really shouldn't make this Best Picture.
Yeah. No way. I mean, like makeup and hairstyling, The Substance or a Different Man, score is going to Wicked. There's just no fucking way it's not.
No.
You know, the 2 songs that it's nominated for, there's probably gonna be a song from Wicked, maybe. I would definitely see it happening there. Oh wait, no, Wicked wasn't nominated at all. That was the weird thing. We talked about that because it was Broadway. No, something else will win. Something else.
The only nomination it received that I think it has a chance would be Zoe Saldana for supporting actress. Yeah. She's
kind of due. She hasn't won yet. She's been nominated a couple times.
And it's not her fault the film's so bad, although she did contribute to the film being made, and she read those lines and thought, okay,
penis to vagina, I love it.
Yeah, so she's in for what it's worth, but I don't think it disqualifies her as much as everything else disqualifies this film.
I mean, you know who else has been nominated a bunch of times that's really due is Felicity Jones. And she's nominated for The Brutalist. You know?
Which I still haven't seen, so I can't weigh in on that.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Can't weigh in on it either. Anyway, so those are the noms.
What do you want to rate this on IMDb?
4.
I was going to go 3.
Oh, you can talk me into a 3.
Yeah. Joey, we should do a 3.
Okay.
There, I talked you into it.
There it is. You talked me into it. That was an easy one.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Way below average.
But, dude, was I right, though? Cop Rock level bad.
I actually thought it was worse. I was like, all right, maybe there's going to be some kind of fun scenes, like maybe I'm going to, maybe I won't want to admit it, but I'll actually enjoy a couple of these. Like, no, it was way worse.
Yeah, no,
it was way, way worse. I did not know it was going to be a lot of...
On YouTube, you got to check it out. It was just like this. It was a really bad idea, but a lot of people fell through with it because they thought it was a good idea and they were wrong. It happens, and it happens.
It happens.
You know what? I think we should be allowed to make mistakes, but stop making excuses, Jacques.
Yeah, Jacques.
Oh,
the fuck's wrong with you, Jacques? All right, let's end this. We got.
Hey, Jacques. I only need to know 3 words in French. Ho ho ho.
All right, everybody. Episode 434 of Moviesucktastic. As always, thank you for joining us yet again as we continue down the Oscar ladder of films, where we will review yet another one right after this one. So you can go to our website at Moviesucktastic.com. You can download the show. You can listen to the show right on the website. And you can click a link and take you right to the YouTube page where you can watch the live stream that we are doing right now. You can go to Facebook.com/Moviesucktastic. And you could also just see everything that we post there. If you want to leave us voicemail, it's 908-514-4470. If you want to leave us email, the email address is themovieguys@Moviesucktastic.com. If you want to download a podcast player, we have one. It's at Moviesucktastic.com/mst.apk, or just download your favorite podcast player from whichever device that you have. Just go to the store and just go download a free one. Do a search for Moviesucktastic. Every single episode is there. All of them. And that's kind of it. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Yes, the Rocky Horror Picture Show was a better representation of trans community than Emilia Perez.
That's a goddamn classic. All right, everybody. We will talk to you next time when we review Honora. Looking forward to that one.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody.
'Cause I'm a sweet transvestite.
See you next time.
Oh, we're still recording?
And I'm cutting us out now. Shh.